Hi everyone, it's 27th September, come down the plot. I've not been down for about 5 weeks, so it's a right mess. There's weeds and all sorts, proper neglected. But you know, it's just the way it goes. You can get back on top of it, you just need to get the upper hand, and it's just finding the time to come and do it. You know, you could just cover these over and leave and forget about it till next year, but I want to try and get a little bit of a head start and start clearing beds now. I'm not bothered about trying to extend the crops like this bed. There's nothing in here I want to keep, so empty that bed. I need to get some potatoes out. I've still got my Sarpo Mira tops, which look like they've had a bad case of blight, to be honest, on some of them, but they'll come out. Well, some of them might do anyway. See what I get done today, but the main thing today is to try and get some potatoes out and just have a bit of a tidy up, get as much done as I can. So I'm not going to video everything. I'll probably give you a quick walk around in a minute, and then I'll put the camera on at the end. I'm toying with the idea I might just strip all this stuff and lay it on the bed and cover it over, and it can just rot into the bed. Apart from the sweet corns, it's a bit stalky, you know, so I'll probably stick that in a compost heap. But only beans, there's beans on it as well. If they sprout next year, I can pull them out. I'm not really fussed about that, you know. Like weeds, I'll probably pull the weeds, there's no seeds on them, they can go on there, cover it over, and it can rot. And then if I get a chance to come down and put another layer of stuff on, because I've got a friend who's a gardener, and he said he's going to try and get me a load of leaves, because it's coming near that time of year now where loads of leaves are going to be falling, so I can layer them up again and try and come up with a plan for what's going to happen next year, because I need to sort out what I'm going to grow and how much of certain things I'm going to grow, because this year's been a bit hit and miss really. We're not growing for so many people now, so it's just working out what's going to be used, you know, and what can be stored. The sound quality is not going to be great today because I've brought me little MP3 recorder, but I've forgotten my plug-in microphone, so I've just kind of got it tied around with a t-shirt button, little recorder here, so it might get a bit of clunking about, I don't know, but it's the best I can do for today. So I'll get the camera, we'll have a look round, and you can see what sort of sorry state it's in, you know, because you know, some gardeners on YouTube might show it where it's all nice and neat, but it's not always like that. You know, we do have to deal with the same things as everyone else, but it's better that I show it like this rather than sort of get it all cleared. So you know, so if you get a plot that's a mess, yeah, it's a bit of work, but the end result is the same if you put the hours in. Right, so I'll get the camera and we'll have a look around. Right, as normal, start up at this end. I'll try and keep this phone as steady as I can. It's got this sort of weird locking zoom on it, so it might get a bit jerky, I don't know. So blueberries, they're going that sort of weird colour now, you know, now the cooler weather's coming. So I'll leave them be. You know, they don't need pruning for a while. Grapevines toppled, but things like that I'm just not worried about at the moment. The main thing is trying to get back on top of things and get it in some sort of manageable state again. These raspberries are toppled. Some raspberries on them, I might eat some today. I'll probably leave them be and clip them back when it gets a bit colder. Strawberries, they can stay as they are for now. Just going to pull dandelions out. Sunflower. I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video, but it's probably about 12 foot up. That, you know, it's I can't even reach it. It's a fair size. It's probably 18 inch across that way. I've got another one here, it's a bit lower down. I'll get on this one. Yeah, there's some weight in that. They'll probably end up snapping off at some point soon. There's another weird shaped one here. So these are Titan, these. But just been a bit of fun. You know, I'll probably do them again next year. Something to put in this bed anyway. Right, where do we go now? The asparagus bed. There's some serious weeding. The only thing is I've got to hand weed it, so I don't know what I'm going to do with the asparagus. I keep saying that, I've no idea what I'm going to do. I've got a lettuce here that's kind of a random one. It's got flowers on it, so leave that be at the minute. This is kind of where I got up to last time I was here. I'd thinned some lettuce out and I'd put some in here. A couple have been eaten. Spring onions there growing. The only thing I've had this year is I've had rodents tunnelling in every bed. Every single bed, you know, has got mounds in it. Been a bit of a nuisance, to be honest, but I've got a few thistles to pull out. And this bed I'll probably leaves, a few carrots in there. I'll leave it be for now. It's not a real state. I'll just hand weed that. Because I've got a few things at home that might come up here. I might put them in the polytunnel. I don't know yet. So this, I've not picked any of these for ages. These will be like bullets now. I've got stacks of them anyway, so they can come out. Courgettes, there's probably, yeah, I can see. There's courgettes, but you know they'll probably carry on for a little bit more. The tips are still green on them, but I just need them out of the way because I've got a couple of courgette plants at home that'll keep, putting a few out. So I mean, there's still sweet corn left on this, but it's going to be miles over. I did take some. In between that mess, there is beetroot and some sort of chicory, radicchio, whatever it's called. But like I say, it's a mess. This is what happens when I've had stuff tunneling in there. It's bringing stuff up from underneath, and I've had all this lot over here, weed seeds to contend with. It's a bit of a nightmare. There's some greens. I might leave them be. I might thin them out a bit. Great big thistle in there. I need to get them out before they go to seed, sort of thing. But this has been the #1 bed for rodents this year. This one, non-stop. The sarpole mirrors. They're looking pretty sorry for themselves. Blighted up and that. But it's supposed to be resistant to a degree. So I'll take the tops off them today, because they were some that I saved from last year. I've still got some Nicola, which are first earlies down in this row here I need to dig up. So they're probably humongous for first earlies. And I've got the row of Orla. Well, I've got like a row and a half of Orla and some, I think they're called Cabaret here amongst these weeds. I'm not too fussed about this bed weed-wise, because I'll smother most of it. Well, if I can get some stuff, but so nothing's going to go in that bed again until next year anyway. So that's the working bed. So that's going to be the heap where I throw everything that I'm, to sort of catch up on it another day. I'll just throw it on there. That'll be my dumping ground for now. Over to here, which was the onion bed. Under that black sheet was the potato tops I cut off. I just threw them under there and let them rot. These are the original spring onions. Mildew and rust and all sorts, but there's probably still a crop there, to be honest. They're massive. So I'll probably pull them today. I might just leave a bit of a row at the end just for picking now and then, but like I said, I need to get cleared up really. These are some late brassicas, full of weeds as well. I might get a crop of broccoli on these this year. I should imagine so, maybe come end of October, November. Some broccoli here, some cauliflower for next year if they stand okay. Then some Savoy there, and I think these are January King, I think they are. So if they come to anything, because obviously the slugs have been at them. That's about it for a look round at this lovely tidy plot. But got to start somewhere, and since there's no wet stuff coming from the sky, it's a bit cloudy, we shall get cracking. It's starting to spit with rain a bit, so I thought I'd show you these spuds before I stack them up, because I don't want to get them soaked. So we've got them ones there are sarpole mirror, them over there are Cabaret, these are Orla, and the first early Nicola. So I'm just in the process of clearing now, so that sarpole mirror tops, my courgette plants, sweet corn plants dumped there, just stripping that lot out. Got a bit of a weed there, not bad. So I've weeded that. I need to thin them out. But I might, if I get a chance, I'll do it later on. If not, I'll do it another day. So the main thing is now is to get this bed cleared, and then chuck all that lot onto there, because that's all the other spud tops that have rotted down. But I'll pull them out. I think I'm just going to lay them down. I've got spring onions at home, and I've got some more here, so I'll take a bunch back with me, and that'll see me through. But the rest of them, I'm just going to lay in the bed and cover them over. I'm going to try and weed this bed a bit before I go, but the brassica bed is going to have to wait for another day, and so is cutting the grass and all that lot. So I'll add that to this video when I get back here another day. So I'll carry on with what I'm getting on with.